Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about my top 5 neighborhoods to buy in Virginia Beach, any price range in 2022 for some very specific reasons. And also a bonus 6th neighborhood that I think people never talk about and it needs to be discussed. And we're starting right now. Hey, my name is Sam Sansalone and I'm a real estate agent in the Hampton Roads area, and I do videos every week about living and moving to Virginia Beach and all through Hampton Roads, Williamsburg, Norfolk, all the cities, right? But today we're going to talk about the top 5 neighborhoods I think are going to be areas you should get for value coming into 2022. 2021 was a crazy year. Virginia Beach really kind of drove the general regional market. A lot of houses went up quite a bit, 10+% in appreciation. So I want to talk about a few neighborhoods I think are great values for very specific reasons I think that might help you determine where to move to when you do come here as prices have gone up. What are the best ones I think that will not just retain the most value, but give the most appreciation possibilities as well in any real price range at all. I'm going to go right into the map and talk about each neighborhood and go step by step through the map so you can see where they are, what the types of areas are like, the prices, all that kind of stuff, school districts, what's nearby, shopping, and all of that. So let's get into it. If you look on the map, the overview of Virginia Beach, see this whole area. Virginia Beach is a massive land size. And if you see, I'll show you here, look at all this. This is Virginia Beach right here. Now, I look at Virginia Beach in terms of quadrants or sections of 6 separate sections of the city. There is the southwestern side, which is down this section over near Kempsville. Then there's the south central section over like near Holland Road and south of Town Center. Then there's also the southeastern section, which is near Oceana, Ocean Lakes, Kellam High School districts in the southeastern corner near Sandbridge Beach. Then there's the northeastern section that includes the ocean front and some areas called Great Neck, and then the north central area is I call Little Neck. Northwest is an area that has a couple different school districts, Princess Anne and Bayside, but there are some other bigger neighborhoods in here like Thorogood and also where Chicks Beach is on the top side, and that's where we're going to start today, is near Chicks Beach. Number 1, I don't talk about this one very much, but I should probably. It's called Bay Lake Pines. If you see, Bayville Farms Park is right here, and just north of that, it's a big park, a disc golf course and all that, but just north of that, this little area here called Bay Lake Pines. It's this section right here, and Bay Lake Beach is right here. What's interesting about Bay Lake Pines and Bay Lake Beach is, well, number 1, I'm going to drop a pin and the little dude as to where this place is. So this is Shore Drive, and this road goes all the way across towards the beach. But Bay Lake Pines, see there's the sign right there. Bay Lake Pines is extremely quiet and kind of like residential, very like brick ranch, 2-story houses, and it's hard to find that kind of house close to the beach. So most of, like for example, Chicks Beach, which is right here, real nice beach, quaint little neighborhood, those are small, like even beachy houses. And then also over here, condos over on this side, condos and small little single family bungalows on the side, over on this side, Cape Story by the Sea. And then even going towards the ocean front, you've got more, high rise like hotels, and you've got some condos and whatnot. But it's very hard to find an area that's close, walking distance to the beach, and also single family houses that are big enough they feel like an actual residential neighborhood. That's what Bay Lake Pines is, and it's extremely in demand. You see there's a spot here, you see like 2,000 square feet, sometimes less, 15 to 2,000 square feet, but then you can go into 2,500 plus 3,000. These quiet streets, like these are built in like the 50s and 60s, generally speaking, coming out here. The biggest benefit though of all this, you see the neighborhood, and you go up just north on Indian Hill Road. I'm going to do the aerial view. Look at here, right? This is Aries on the Bay Park. See that little spot right there? There's your access to the beach right there. Can't park there, which is another benefit as to why I like Bay Lake Pines a lot, because people wish they could park close to the beach and then walk to it. It's hard though, and to be able to live in a neighborhood with the kind of house that you like actual neighborhood feel, and also be able to walk to the beach down Indian Hill Road. Not the best walk, not the easiest walk, but several minutes, you're right there. That's extremely, extremely hard to find. Now you're also close to some other spots. I mentioned Bayville Farms Park here. Awesome disc golf course, big park. You got basketball courts, tennis courts, I think big fields to run in, dog areas. and you're close to also the Pleasure House Point natural area that has like a small little private beach there too. That whole area is cool. Also across the street from Taste. So I think this is a local chain. Tell me if I'm wrong, anybody that's lived in a different area that is familiar with Taste. Taste is a cool sandwich spot that you can like you can sit outside. There's your picnic tables, like $8-10 for a sandwich, and you're close to close to that park as well. So that's literally across the street from the entrance to Bay Lake Pines. Now, the school districts now are John B. Dye, which is the elementary school, and then there's Great Neck Middle and also Cox, which is a pretty high-ranked school district on this other side here. This is where Cox High School is. Across the street there is where John B. Dye is in Great Neck Middle. So up and down North Great Neck Road on that side. But you can really hit Shore Drive up to North Great Neck, and you'll be right close to those schools. So you're super convenient to all kinds of stuff. You can get to beaches very easily. You're close to a beach you can walk to, and you're also close to the bases as well as being in a high demand school district. So lots of stuff in Bay Lake Pines that I think are worth targeting. Now, the downside to here is you are not going to find too many that come up at the same time. So you got to be ready to jump on this area because it's such a small area, but it's super worth it if you like that kind of style. Now, shifting over, I want to go to the southeastern section over here, which is in an area called Foxfire. Foxfire is just off of Seaboard Road, but it's kind of north of, a lot of the southeastern development of Virginia Beach. Like there's the courthouses, plenty of shopping. For example, there's a Walmart, Home Depot, Harris Teeter over here close to Red Mill, and also shifting over just north, you got another Harris Teeter, and there it is right there, and a couple golf courses you're nearby as well, especially Heron Ridge, which are literally just north of Heron Ridge. And so this area is not super fancy. You're not going to get a whole lot of unique floor plans. They're very functional, like 2,000 square feet, just over that, 2,500 square feet. But it's one of the cheapest neighborhoods in the Kellam High School District, in the low $400,000 price range. You can still get in that school district. That's extremely hard to find. Princess Anne Elementary, Princess Anne Middle, and Kellam are the three school districts. And again, it's hard to find anything in that price range in Kellam at all because it's such an in-demand school district. Now, you're getting close to country as you go further down south here. So you're on the edge of suburbia and country if you're in Foxfire, close to the park. Great, it's a great neighborhood, but there's nothing about this that's super unique. But that's not why you're moving in here either, right? So you also have sidewalks. So I've talked about before in other videos about areas in here, very hard to find neighborhoods that have sidewalks. And so that's one plus the Foxfire has also. Got some trees that are developing. This is, this area was built about 30 years ago, so it's starting to really get that mature feel that it really hadn't had before because it was a newer neighborhood. So I would definitely check this place out. It also has some townhouses nearby as well that if you want something like in the $300,000 price range, you want to stay in Kellam, I would check out the townhouses that are in that lower, upper twos, lower $300,000 price range. Now, shifting gears, but just northeast in the same area but different school district is an area called Red Mill. Red Mill Commons, you'll see Red Mill Village, all these shopping areas here. Just north of there is Red Mill itself. And so I'm going to drop a link, drop the little man over here so you can see what that area looks like. Again, very functional, nothing fancy. This is not what this area is all about either. It's just functional housing. And the reason I like this neighborhood is because it is in that $425, $450 price range, but still in the Ocean Lakes School District. This is another neighborhood, school district that is extremely in high demand, and it's hard to find anything in Ocean Lakes that is under $450,000, $500,000. Ocean Lakes is another one. That's a little bit cheaper than than Red Mill. But Ocean Lakes, you got smaller houses, 3-4 bedrooms, but not as many 4 and 5, like 16, 17, 1,800 square feet. You get the HOA in Ocean Lakes, but I do think I like Red Mill because you get a little bit bigger houses for the money, like 425, 450, under 450, most of them are gonna be though. So if you don't mind not having the HOA, I do think this is a good area to target because it has everything you want in the school district that you want. It's also close to Strawbridge Shopping Center as as well as all the Red Mill shopping centers too. And also, you're not that far away from Sandbridge. So Nemo Parkway, you're close to Nemo Parkway, but Nemo Parkway gets down to Upton Sandbridge Road right here. If you follow Sandbridge, which is also close to the Hells Point golf course, you keep on going, you get to Sandbridge Road. That's the one entrance that takes you into Sandbridge Beach itself, and that is like the biggest like destination style beach there is anywhere in this area, and it's a totally different vibe down here. I'll drop a spot pin down here so you can see it's what you picture, like for example the Outer Banks. That's the closest, this is the closest that there is to the Outer Banks in Virginia is Sandbridge, and you're about like 10-15 minutes max away from Sandbridge in this Red Mill section. Again, functional housing. You're also close to the ocean front. You're like 15 minutes or less away from the ocean front, and you're also close to the Oceana Naval Air Station. So if you do want to live in the Ocean Lakes School District, be ready for jet noise, and it's because of the Naval Air Station here at Oceana. You're going to be pretty close to that, and so if you do want to be in the school district, you've got to kind of keep in mind that's going to happen regardless of pretty much where you are. It's going to be loud. It might be a shock to the system depending on if you've ever been in an area that has a lot of noise before. So, you know, I don't want to be near a place like that. I like being over towards the western side of Virginia Beach or western side of Hampton Roads. But people love it down here because of schools, because of proximity to work, and it's got a little bit more of a newer feel. This whole southeastern section of Virginia Beach has a newer feel than most of the rest of Virginia Beach. So if you want Virginia Beach, but you want a newer section, this is going to be the spot, but you have to take the negatives with the positives, and the biggest negative is going to be the jet noise near the Oceana Naval Air Station. Now, I talked about the western section of Virginia Beach. We're going to shift over to that now also. It's going to be an area that no one really mentions. I should probably talk about this one more as well, called Brigadoon. Brigadoon is a big neighborhood. It is, again, I think for price, for, you know, a 4-bedroom house, you know, under $450, it's going to be hard for me to beat Brigadoon in any part of the city. I mean, it's a really, really nice neighborhood for what you're paying for, which again, you've heard me talk about this a lot. That's a big factor for me. So we're going to drop a pin in here. You can see I'm all about price for the money. What do I want to get for the money I'm paying for? And it's hard for me to find a place that's better for the price than a place like Brigadoon, and because you get, you know, 3, 4, 5-bedroom houses. You know, the space is there usually under 3,000, but sometimes you can get houses close to 3, sometimes bigger than that. Most of them between 18 to 27 and 28, but for 375 to 450, I'd say for the most part, you're going to have a nice house in a very easy to access area, and school districts are fine. And that's one of the drawbacks that people do think are found here, is that the school districts aren't ranked as high. You got Indian Lakes Elementary, Brandon Middle, but you have Kempsville High School as well. You get easy access to shopping around Neem River Road right here, Providence Road right here. You know, there's a Food Lion right there, and also the Kroger on this side. You've got easy access to Town Center, about 10 minutes away. You're close to Mount Trashmore Park, like 10 minutes away. You're close to Interstate 64, which takes you towards Norfolk, up to the north side, all the way up to the base. 64 east, going this way towards Chesapeake and Greenbrier, along towards the Western Branch section as well. And that takes you also to 264, all the way to downtown Norfolk, and also to the ocean front. For the $425 price point, generally speaking, you can't find much better than what you can find in a Brigadoon. Now, going over a little bit further as well, going up to, I'm going to come back to this area, but going further up north west to an area called Saw Pen Point. This spot, where are we at? There we go. Saw Pen Point is, I'd say, the most expensive neighborhood in this spot list I've mentioned, but for the price, it's going to be, I'd say again, some of the best bang for buck you can find. It's right here, it's called Wishduck Point too, but Saw Pen Point is right in this whole section here. This whole general area over near towards the Wishduck Bay, I like a lot for what you're getting. You're also getting the school districts that people like, Princess Anne High School, Independence Middle. Let me drop a pin here. Some of these houses are pretty big. And they're going to be, you know, like 5, 6 bedrooms, you know, right? But look at these trees. Look at the house styles. Almost sometimes you can't even see the houses because they're kind of nicely hidden, right? I'm going to do the aerial view so you can see this too. And see how close you are to water? Some of these houses that are on water, these are up in the over $1 million, $1.3, $1.5 million price range. But off the water, 6s to 9s mostly. You can get them a little bit higher than that. And again, on the water, it's a whole different ball game. But if you do want water access, which again, for the price, I love this water access. You can get all the way up towards the Lesnar Bridge, up near Chesapeake Beach, up towards Chicks Beach, all the way through the Lynn Haven Inlet. I think this is a great spot for the money. That same house that you find, for example, in like the Wishduck area and Saw Penn Point, you put that house over in Little Neck or over in Great Neck, you're going to add a couple, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 at least to the sales price in a lot of spots. So for the price, I do think this area is really, really good for value. And if you drop a link or drop a little man down below, you can see same kind of thing. These streets are quiet, and it's also kind of like a cul-de-sac sort of. And you're coming right off of Independence Boulevard. Independence Boulevard has a lot of shopping that's easy to get to also. So for example, Cinema Cafe is a nice theater by the way, but there's a Harris Teeter, which is right here, I think. Yep, there's the Harris Teeter. Great restaurant here, Noodle Man. There's Harris Teeter. Going up further north, there's the Kroger, the same Kroger as before. Then south, you've got a new ball game over here in the Town Center section, which has the Wegmans, my favorite grocery store, Target, and this is Pembroke in here. This is a Pembroke Mall. It's going to be totally revamped pretty soon, so this is going to look different, but it's not a great looking mall personally. I don't think it's a great one, but this has been built up recently, this whole this town center area. This is like the downtown section of Virginia Beach, and you're like 10 minutes maybe from this whole area. I mean, you got breweries here. It doesn't look like a whole lot from here, but I'll drop the pin, the middle man in here. It's nice for what it is. Like if you've got, there's Funny Bone, Bravo, Italian Place, Roost Chris is right there. You got apartment complexes, some condos, Pottery Barn over there. There's also West Elm over on this side. Royal Chocolatier. Lululemon is in there, Nike. So a lot of your big brands are in there too. So you're close to a lot of this stuff, and you're also, again, look, see this dark green? I look for dark green when I'm trying to find a neighborhood that I like a lot that has that mature character to it, and see how you got all this kind of like more commercial looking, like not many trees, and then boom, all this green on this side. It's the one section away from Little Neck that still has that greenness to it, except for Thorogood, which I think would be close to this list, but it just barely didn't make the list. So now I want to give you one more bonus neighborhood that I didn't mention earlier, but I think I keep banging the drum on this neighborhood. I'm going to keep doing it until people just deal with how awesome this neighborhood is. And this whole section, which is called Larkspur and also Bellamy Manor. So what I like about Bellamy Manor and Larkspur is that you're extremely close to, I mentioned the same town center area, first of all. You're also close to Mount Trashmore Park, which is this massive park right here. So you can literally walk there from Larkspur, and also you can walk towards it, or you can kind of walk towards it from Bellamy Manor, but you can walk to the Kempsville Rec Center from both of these places as well. So once you come off of Edwin Drive here, drop your pin down, you can literally walk from Edwin, which is, look at these neighborhoods, same kind of thing, super nice neighborhood, 400 to 450. You can get houses in here in like the fives, low fives, and in the upper threes, but you can literally walk to the rec center from Bellamy Manor. And it's one of the nicer rec centers in the area. It's totally redeveloped, revamped over the last, I think it's been almost 2 years now. There's the Kempsville Rec Center. Look how nice that is. It's all like, it's fresh. Pools, basketball courts, plenty of gym equipment inside, baseball field, tennis courts, and I believe some good childcare too at that one as well. But if you look, and I'll drop a pin in, let's just go into part of Larkspur, you're gonna have a lot of same kind of style, like these well taken care of yards, and also the trees. Look at these awesome trees. And so 4 or 5 bedroom houses, 2,000, 3,000 square feet, you know, in that 450 to 500 price range. You can get them less, smaller houses you can get less. So for all that, for the price, it's hard to beat, to me, this neighborhood anywhere in the area. Now you get Kempsville High School District, which is one of the drawbacks I would say, and that's why I think the prices are still lower. But if you can research that, feel good about the Larkspur area, Larkspur Middle, you will like Bellamy Manor and Larkspur as well, and it's under $500,000. Most of them are. Now, if you have any questions about living in this area, anything about moving here, please let me know. I've got my contact information in the description. This is going to be a very interesting year for real estate in Virginia Beach through Hampton Roads to Williamsburg, and I will be here for all of it. So please let me know if you have questions. I will help you relocate here as well whenever you do choose to do that, and I will see you on the next video.